So today I'm here with Charlie from Orange, and we are going to look at the brand new ORIANTHI signature amp, which is called the Oriverb.
Absolutely.
And the first thing you'll notice is this very pretty white Tolex.
It's a white orange.
Yes, it's a white orange. I think by now we're used to the black oranges, but now we've got to kind of get used to the white oranges. So, Charlie, can you tell us a bit about this very white brand new amp?
Yeah, we've been working with ORIANTHI on this very closely. She's a fan of Orange. She uses the Rockverb 50, the Mark III, and she's just been using it for a long time now. She doesn't use that many pedals. She uses a Klon and she uses a tuner of pedals, but in general, she kind of likes to hear just the sound of her guitar and the amp just kind of sing through to her mixes. She said she wants to have her own amplifier that's more unique to her. But even though she didn't want to make that many changes to the amplifier, she said one, she wanted it to be lighter. Makes sense. Orange has a reputation for heavy amplifiers. Yeah. That's because of the transformers is a big part of that. But we did what we could, so we can at least say this is a more manageable combo. To be honest.
How did you get the weight down?
So we're using Celestion Neo Creamback speakers, and literally neodymium for speakers just. They're a lot lighter and they push an offensive amount of power. So later on when you get to play this, you just be thinking, oh wow, that's still really, really loud compared to the speakers we had in before when you consider the weight. That's kind of the only change in terms of the weight. That made a bit of a difference. The other change that she wanted, she said, oh, if you can just push the mids a bit more. A lot of her tone is, she plays all the genres. She's known a lot for her blues, her rock, her heavy rock. She can just kind of make amplifiers and anything she plays through sings. So she just wanted a bit more mids to kind of push through the mix better. So we're okay. So Adrian, our designer, made these changes, and then we sent her over lots of different swatches for what kind of look do you want to have for your amplifier? And she chose this beautiful white paisley design.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you don't really notice from a few feet back. It just looks like white Tolex, and then the closer you get, you realise it's actually quite sort of ornate.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And this front grille is usually we have the basket wheel, so this is a fully 100% full transparent grille.
On the standard amps where they use the other kind of grille, does that kind of change the sound?
Very slightly.
Right.
It kind of it adds a very, very subtle subtleness to the overall tone. Not much at all, but mind you. But I think a lot of this as well is just kind of getting the look right. With the other grille, just didn't look as awesome. So
it just looks stunning, doesn't it? You're definitely going to notice this.
White and black, they just work. They complement each other. On the top, we have her logo. Called it the Oriverb because it's very closely related to the Rockverb, and we went with gold paint on the top. And usually we have just pictures on our
pics only.
Rockverb. Yeah, pics only. So this version we've added text as well. So we still got both of them. Yeah. It's still easy. It's still on Orange, easy to use.
An effects loop.
So actual real valve powered effects loop. So there's nothing transistor about this. It's not solid state amplifier. It's not. It's just 100% pure valve tone in this.
Two channels.
You've got a dirty channel for that offensive filth, and then you've got a natural channel which is just for those sparkly cleans.
Cool. Big, sparkly.
That just undid the caffeine I just consumed.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's relaxing. I'm
Loads of dynamics. Yeah.
And how about so this has a full spring tank reverb, so it's not a digital reverb. So how about I engage that?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm going to bring up the dial on this as well as you play. We've got like a attenuator in the amp as well. So actually, I've got that. I think that's dialed around halfway, but I mean, we could even go really loud with that as well. But just to kind of keep things sane in this room, we've got the attenuator engaged.
Yeah.
How about we go to the dirty channel?
Let's do it.
And I'll keep this, the gain is, everything's at 12 o'clock, and I'm going to keep the gain at 9 o'clock, and just kind of like roll it as you play, all right?
Cool, sounds good. And this is with the reverb off.
That's correct, yeah. It's fun hearing your style change as I'm going through.
Yeah, definitely.
What I'm doing is just I'm just tweaking the gain dial, and literally just so many like variations.
It's like bringing out different inspiration as you're doing it. But it's a sound that's so familiar to me. I haven't owned a Rockverb, but so many times being in the UK, there's a lot of backline at gigs, and it's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, you just feel a sigh of relief when you walk in and there's like a Rockverb or something. And so I've got to know it quite well, and that's a perfect way to describe it, is a Rockverb with more mids. That's exactly what I'm hearing.
Rockverb's like one of those amplifiers that Orange is probably like one of our oldest amplifiers. We're in like the Mark III, and now is the Ori signature, and so it's kind of like everyone knows a Rockverb. A lot of time, artists will go on stage, or if they get to a gig, if there's a Rockverb, people already know how to use it. They know how to dial in. And if they don't, they know, hey, I can just do 12 o'clock and everything and start there, and it's going to sound good anyway. It's one of those products that because every time Adrian evolves the product, he's taking in what artists are asking for and making small subtle changes to it. So it's also probably why it's one of our flagship amplifiers. It's one of the most versatile amplifiers out there. You have Jim Root, Slipknot using the Rockverb. We have Stevie Wonder plays his clavier through it. We did a Rockverb for him, just for him, and it's called the Wonder Verb.
Oh wow!
We just changed the front panel.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And
I mean, that says everything. Like everything from Stevie Wonder to Jim Root. That's like insane.
It transcends instruments. How about this? We'll bring it back down to let's bring it to 12 o'clock, and we've got a 3-band EQ.
Do you want to mess around with that while
Yeah.
Cool. It's like it really retains like the percussiveness, like no matter how much gain. Like I could see like you were kicking it all in, but it was still there. That kind of
It keeps up with you as well.
Yeah,
so when you're doing technical playing, it doesn't turn
There's
into
no
mush.
like yeah.
It's kind of like you can have some EQ controls and you don't really get much difference as you're changing the dial. But these are like really punchy. Like
Everything seemed usable as well.
Yeah.
What you were doing.
There's no weighted controls. Like again, like with Orange, a lot of it is just having less controls and just having all the good sounds in, as they would say.
Which makes sense, really, as a gigging musician. That's what you want. Like,
absolutely.
It's all well and good having like 128 different presets, but if none of them are like amazing sounding, what's the point?
Yeah, no. Fair.
Shall we try it with a bit of reverb?
Let's do it. You're right.
Ooh.
Do it. That valve-driven reverb is foot switchable as well. So we don't have like a pedal here, but just kind of like imagine like moving into a solo or just switching between verses and just being able to just foot switch.
Just some really kind of like creative stuff. Yeah, that's really cool. Well, I think it sounds amazing in the room. Hopefully we can get that to translate over YouTube and through the microphones and that kind of things.
And hopefully the YouTube bitrate doesn't crush it.
That's always nice when that happens.
Yeah.
But it must be so frustrating for you guys.
I mean, it makes a difference to be able to like go into a shop and actually just play the product. Nothing can really. I mean, if you have the opportunity, if you can do that,
I highly recommend getting to a shop, trying it out, and seeing what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being on my channel again, Charlie.
Cheers, it's been fun.
We've spoke before, and hopefully we'll speak again. Actually, I know we will speak again because we're about to do another video. So see you next time.
Take care.